student-run news publication. This forum has been hosted a few years by us, but this is the first year we are conducting it virtually. So thank you all for attending. I want to thank all the candidates who are able to join with us tonight. We did invite every candidate who is running for an AS position, but those you see in attendance tonight were those who were able to attend today. This forum is also being recorded, and you will be able to watch the forum afterwards on our Corsair's YouTube channel. So a few of the rules to go over is each candidate will be given 1 minute to answer each question. Once that minute is up, they will be given a few seconds of grace period to answer each question or to finish answering the question. And then once that is up, they will be muted. I'm Carolyn Burt, by the way. I'm the editor-in-chief for the Corsair. And so I will be the one moderating this event. So with that said, we are going to get started. So the first thing we're going to have each candidate do is share their name, their major, the position that they're running for, and why they are running for that position. So to get things started, we are going to start with Ali, who is running for Student Trustee.
Hello, my name is Ali Shervani, he, him. I'm currently undecided on my major, but I intend on deciding on it in the unprecedented future. The position I'm running for is student trustee, and my goals as a student trustee is to ensure a safe and assured environment at SMC, as well as working with the student body and administration at SMC in order to make this happen or further enhance the community as it is or establish somewhat of a reform. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. So the next candidate we are going to have answer that question is Felix, who is running for secretary.
Hi, I'm Felix. Also, my Chinese name is Wei Anzhi. I'm running for the position in SMC AS, which is the secretary. My major is political science and Japanese. I have benefits my previous experience in SMC CISA, which is the Chinese Student and Scholars Association, and the SMC GSA, which is the Japanese Student Association, as a secretary. I'm still assisting the PDK secretary to complete the meeting notes and so on. So I believe I will do very well in this position. Thank you for your coming today. It's glad to see you all here. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. The next person is David, who is running for AS Director of Budget Management.
Hi, my name is David. I'm a first-year student at SMC, and my major is in economics. Therefore, I decided to run for budget management. My goal is to increase efficiency of the budget, as well as getting all clubs to write funding for the allocation and funding so that students can enjoy and make better use of creating activities, also which promotes the welfare, the general welfare. Thanks.
Great, thank you. Next, we have Melissa, who is running for AS Director of Student Outreach.
Hi, everybody. My name is Melissa Martinez. My major is Chicano and Chicana Studies. I'm running for Directors of Student Outreach, and I believe I've had leadership experience in the past, and I want to bring that into AS, and I want to promote the resources that AS offers right now, and build other resources that the students need. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Next, we have Amalia, who is running for AS Director of Activities.
Hi, my name is Amalia Kamei, and like you said, I'm running for Director of Activities, and my major is zoology. One of the reasons why I want to be running in this position is to have an increase in inclusivity, and then also just to have the student body be more a part of club activities and be more involved in programs and other such things, because I feel like it just brings the community closer, and then it just helps with allowing people to find more information about what they want to do, their education, and then also just like long-term friends and long-term relationships.
Great, thank you. Next, we have Juliana, who is also running for AS Director of Activities.
Hi, everyone. I'm Juliana De Paula. I'm an international student originally from Brazil, And I'm running for this position because I'm an immigrant in California, and I understand how important it is to bring our SMC community closer together, regardless of the different backgrounds that we have. And that will be my goal, to bring the SMC community even closer, promoting many innovative events at SMC, because I think that our college experience should be more than just exams and homework. And I think especially with the pandemic, I feel like that our community has to be closer now more than ever. So that will be my duty, to help and coordinate amazing events for everyone on campus. So thank you so much.
Great. Next, we have Alejandro, who is running for AS Director of Publicity.
Hi everyone, my name is Alejandro Canas and I'm running for the position of Director of Publicity. My major is communication, and one of the reasons that I'm running for the Director of Publicity is because I want to change the way we use the networking between the students. I want to make it more diverse, and I want that everyone, every single student can benefit and can be more helpful about this tool or resource that we have. Thank you.
Great. Next, we also have Miguel, who is also running for AS Director of Publicity.
Hello, everyone. My name is Miguel Jimenez. As mentioned, I'm running for the Director of Publicity. My current experience is being the Design Lead Commissioner for the current AS Director of Publicity. With that position, I've been able to communicate student privacy concerns in terms of Proctorio, share their experience, and encourage them to sign a survey. Alongside this semester, I've been able to provide information for the current AES elections prior to my decision to run. So I've been able to strategize and create content for social media accounts, which has been shared throughout the entire SMC social media program. Additionally, I'm also the Director of Social Media as the Peer Navigator program. From there, we've been able to focus on communication in terms of building relationships from student to student.
Thank you so much, Miguel. Your minute's up. All right, and then finally, we have Alexandra, who is running for AS Director of Sustainability.
Hi, I'm Alexandra Schock. I'm a cognitive science major, and I'm running for AS Director of Sustainability. I've been a lifelong advocate of sustainability practices, and as the AS Director of Sustainability, I hope to further sustainability outreach to students so they can do more on and off campus. And I hope to work with the sustainability committees to continue to reduce pollution, waste, and toxic chemicals on campus and in our daily lives. So thank you.
Great. So the next question we have is, what made you want to run for the position that you are running for? So we're going to go ahead and start with Ali for this one.
Sorry. Let me turn my video. So the position I'm running for is student trustee. My goal as a student trustee is to ensure that everyone has a safe space and the community stays in a way where everyone feels welcomed. And I want to work with the student body and the administration to ensure that this happens, whether it be through reforming or adjusting the system in a way that makes the person feel more safe. I want to ensure that it happens. And as a student trustee, I believe that this can.
Great, thank you so much. Moving on to Felix, what made you want to run for the position that you're running for?
I'm running for the secretary. So as we all know, due to the epidemic, there are lots of international students around me, but they're didn't familiar with the policy and the clubs of the school. So I want to bring like a more possibility for the AS and give more voice and international students through my petition, so that they have a different and immersive college life in the current epidemic. Therefore, I want to improve this situation through becoming the AS secretary. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Moving along to David, what made you want to run for AS Director of Budget Management?
I want to bring like a more possibility for the AS and give more voice and an international student through my petition.
Sorry, I heard an echo. So I'm running for budget management because currently I want to pursue an investment banking further from my college experience. And I believe that leadership comes from experience. And therefore, if I do partake and kind of build more experience regarding on finance and being able to help the finance, like the budget side of our school, then I believe that I'll be a better leader to help the students. And I believe that the SMC community does a really good job of already budgeting and allocating the right funds. And I want to be involved in that space and continue on supporting students. Thanks.
Great, thank you. All right, moving along to Melissa, what made you want to run for AS Director of Student Outreach?
Hi again. So I want to run for outreach because AS has so many resources that many people don't take advantage of or don't know that there are. And I feel like I love SMC because I've taken advantage of a lot of opportunities they have given me, a lot of workshops, a lot of clubs, a lot of programs, special programs they have. And I feel like some students don't know that these programs exist and they could take advantage of, and they're there to support the students. So I feel like promoting those resources that are already there and making new resources that could help out the students. The pandemic has hit really hard to many people in low income, so I want to provide more resources for them. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And we also have Kamiko, who has just joined us, who is running for AS Director of Student Advocacy. So Kamiko, what made you want to run for the position of Student Director of AS Director of Student Advocacy? Kamiko, you're muted. I don't know if you're on the call still.
Hi, my name is Kamiko Greenwood, and I'm running for AS Director of Advocacy. My goal is to aid in student success and ensure students' voices are not only heard, but implemented at Santa Monica College and knock down any barriers that are preventing students from success, such as proctorial. I've been really instrumental in the campaign against proctorial and trying to remove it. So that's what I really, my goal is to continue to aid in student success and knock down anything that's preventing that.
Great, thank you so much. Next we have Amalia, who is running for AS Director of Activities. So Amalia, what made you want to run for that position?
Hi, so what made me want to run for this position was the fact that being Director of Activities comes a lot with being involved in the sense of like giving a safe space and like also a place for student involvement. So for me personally, when I first came to SMC, I thought I wasn't going to be involved with anyone. Like I didn't have any friends really, except for like people I knew. I wasn't making like any new friends or like doing anything. But once I started joining like clubs and started like joining the events that AS would have on campus, I started to make new friends. I started to have relationships. I started to get new knowledge and more information about how to do certain things. And I feel like without that experience, I would have had no community. And since the quarantine has started, I feel like it's even more prone to get a lot of students involved and get them to create their own community so that they can have people to rely on, people to talk to. They can have information coming their way on, because it's hard to, there's no office to go to talk to people. There's nothing. You can't go on campus.
It is up. Thank you. All right, next we have Juliana, who is also running for AS Director of Activities. So what made you want to run for that position?
Hi again. So what made me run for this position is because of my background. So my father is a veteran, so I've moved constantly throughout my life. I've lived in like 5 different countries. So the only thing that always kept me going was relationships, and social events. And I was forced to get out of my comfort zone. So being AS directors of activities, I will be out of my comfort zone. I will do everything to keep the community together, regardless of the different backgrounds that we have. Because when I started moving to different places, I was feeling lonely. So the only thing that kept me going was that passion for wanting to go out and make events so that people can reconnect. And that will be my goal with the SMC community, to reconnect people together and to make an environment where we don't feel lonely, where we have each other. And yes, so thank you. And that is my reason for running for this position.
Great, thank you so much. So moving along to Alejandro, what made you want to run for the position of AS Director of Publicity?
Hi again. So one of my approach is that nowadays we're living in a pandemic. So I want to take advantage of all the resources, all the social media that we have, so I can create a more efficient way of networking with the students. In my experience, it was really difficult to get into other students, so we can have that relation either personal or professional with the school. So I want to make it more efficient, but I want to also make it more safe for the students. Thank you.
Great. Miguel, what made you want to run for the position of AS Director of Publicity? Miguel, you're muted.
Thank you so much for that. So I wanted to continue to build up from the previous successes of the current administration. I also want to streamline content production in order to create an accessible design solutions that communicates everything that's going on behind the scenes to SMC students. I want to continue to maintain that welcoming atmosphere, as well as strengthen the communication that is encouraging student participation in programs and activities. So my main goal, all in all, is to keep all the good vibes going.
Great, thank you so much. So we also have Brandon, who has just joined the call, who is also running for AS Director of Publicity. So Brandon, what made you want to run for that position?
Okay, hello everybody today. For me, it's a really great experience to have been with you guys. So I'm running this because back 2018, I was starting my classes in SNC. I didn't speak any English. I didn't write English or nothing like that. So, but when I started in SNC, I learned English so fast and quickly, and I was able to get resources to improve my life to the next level. So I think the reason why I'm running is because I want to help others. So if I could make it, if I could change my life, I think others can make it. That's my goal. And what is the point of the life if you're growing as a person, but you can help others? So that's my goal as a director of publicity. Get the resource for all other people. And yeah, I think that's the main reason. And the second reason is because with all the experience that I've been getting the past years, I can make it happen. So thank you so much.
Great, thank you. And then finally, Alexandra, who is running for AS Director of Sustainability. What made you want to run for that position?
Yes, thank you. I'm a lifelong volunteer. I love to give back, and I believe I have the experience needed from my years researching and implementing into my daily life best sustainability practices to further the good work SMC is doing when it comes to battling climate change.
Great, thank you so much. All right, for the next question, we are going to be asking about the goals you hope to achieve in the position that you are running for. So again, starting with Ali, what goals do you hope to achieve with the position of Student Trustee?
I intend on I intend on advancing the social climate. I want to make it so people are able to better turn towards a more progressive lighting. I want to make sure that as a social progressive society, we are doing exactly that and continuing to advance as not just individuals, but as a community. And I hope that student trustee will me being a student trustee will be able to accomplish this.
Great, thank you so much. Okay, Felix, what goals do you hope to achieve as secretary for AS?
Okay, thank you. So as a secretary, I will shoulder the responsibility of the service and the communications as a bridge between the school and the international students. So let the international students, their voice and ideas are often impeachable and then approachable and also realized. So I think I hope in my tenure, I will bring more possibility to the AS and let the whole international student community in SMC will be the great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, David, what goals do you hope to achieve as AS Director of Budget Management?
Hi. So I believe efficiency and productivity is really important in our daily lives because it helps us achieve things done. And as Socrates also believe that happiness is doing things efficiently, I plan on creating budget analysis for the SMC so that I could better perform allocating the right resources for student clubs and kind of promote during this pandemic more programs and things that are available for the students that they're not taking in charge of. And just allocating our resources to its fullest potential will be my main priority. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Moving along to Melissa, what goals do you hope to achieve for AS Director of Student Outreach?
I want to promote the events that we have right now, the resources that we have right now, but some things that I feel like would be created. I want to like give hotspots to students, things like that. I know the internet costs around $50 a month. I know some of us can't afford that, and it's been tough. The bills are, there's no jobs, there's nothing like that right now. People are, they either eat or internet, and I want to do like hotspots for the students. I want to maybe give out earphones, headphones, because I know sometimes we live in small apartments, we have siblings, we have kids, and it's noisy. Like we need to cancel that out and concentrate on our homework. I want to create workshops that talk about the things that are going on right now, the Asian hate, Black Lives Matter. I want to have workshops where students could be there and talk and have a safe place and things like that. And I have more ideas with that. And I hope you guys could vote for me.
Great, thank you so much, Melissa. Moving along to Kamiko, what goals do you hope to achieve as AS Director of Student Advocacy?
Well, my number one goal is to eradicate proctorial from Santa Monica College because of the discriminatory practices that it promotes and continues to do. Number two, I would like to bridge a strong relationship with students and professors. Number three, I would like to also provide students with resources that are needed. Four, I would continue to advocate and represent the student voice and make sure that Santa Monica College is student-centered. And that starts with policy reform. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. So Daniel has also joined the call, and they are also running for AS Director of Student Advocacy. So Daniel, what goals do you hope to achieve with this position?
So hi guys, my name is Daniel, and I'm an economics/business administration major and student advocacy. I'm running for student advocacy. And some of my goals are to bring organizations like Black Lives Matter and stop AAPI hate onto campus. And yeah.
Great, thank you so much. Amalia, what goals do you hope to achieve with AS Director of Activities?
So as of right now, I plan to have an increase of like remote activities that are centered around the students, and then also like the type of month that it is, like such as now it's Women's Month, maybe have like a woman empowerment activity that has like speakers and panels and stuff like that. And then also just like fun activities such as hosting like maybe game nights or even like hide and seek on Minecraft, stuff like that. I feel like would be really cool. And just to promote like more activities that help bring people into communities and also promoting clubs. I just want to increase that so that people can have like more interactions with people, especially during quarantine, especially when we're in this remote space where there's no one really there to talk to. We could at least have a community and increase activities. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Juliana, what goals do you hope to achieve as AS Director of Activities?
So my main goal is to bring the SMC community together in a very significant way. And to do that, I have a personal project of my own, which is COVID Reconnecting event, because I feel that now we're in a moment that a lot of people are having mental issues. Even me, I'm thinking like, oh, is someone going through what I'm going through? And I think that we're all going through the same thing right now, and we need to support each other. So I'm trying to coordinate events that we will be able to talk to each other and share our experiences in this pandemic. And I'll try to provide certain TED Talks so that we could all connect and learn many new things, because I think that learning is really important, especially in our college experience. I don't think we should learn only from a classroom. I think we can learn from a conversation or certain events. And I'll also try to do many fun events, battle of bands, craft workshops. So a lot of things that can bring our community together, but never forgetting the truth. And the most important thing is that we have to have each other and to reconnect in fun ways. And
great, thank you so much. Your minute is up. All right, moving on to Alejandro. What goals do you have or hope to achieve in the position of AS Director of Publicity?
As mentioned before, my duties as a director of publicity, I want to increase the networking between students without a major distinction. I want to promote the SMC students' art with the purpose of being more exposure. I also want to utilize all the media tools to inform the students about the current AS programs and events in a more enjoyable and more communicative way. And finally, I want to make a more cultural emphasis on the students' art, whether they are from the United States or international. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Miguel, what goals do you hope to achieve as AS Director of Publicity?
So I really love that question, and I love the answers that people have been giving. And as Director of Publicity, my one focus would be communicating opportunities and resources for students to participate in. That has been a priority that I have done through as the design lead commissioner, and also being the design director for the peer navigators. Right now, my emphasis, as many people have mentioned, is engagement first, get people to be a part of these programs. And I think the amazing stories that people have is just proof of concept that we just need to get that word out. And from my previous achievements, I know I can do that. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. Passing along to Brandon. What goals do you hope to achieve as AS Director of Publicity?
Okay, so my goal number one is connect with all of you guys, and the people will be elected, like for example, the president, the director of outreach, student assistant. So I want to work with you guys, and all the ideas that you have, I will make it happen with graphics, illustration, videos, reels, TikTok. I want to work together. And I think can this happen in that way? Because I mean, people can have great ideas, but if they don't know how to express it, maybe the idea might not work. So if I had this opportunity, I want to work with that. That's my goal number one. My second goal is have this interaction between all the students, work with you, engagement, like Miguel said, is something that I'm working to. Also, I wanna improve the Instagram. I wanna come back. I mean, I wanna bring back Twitter, all the social media. I wanna connect it and make platforms that all the students can work. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you, Brandon. And finally, Alexandra, what goals do you hope to achieve as AS Director of Sustainability?
Yes, I have a few current goals. I hope to improve sustainability outreach to students. Santa Monica College should be fully aware that SMC is a leader among community colleges in the fight against climate change. And I hope in knowing that, that would empower students to do more. Also cleaning and washing supplies. I hope to do an investigative deep dive into the chemicals that SMC uses for hand soap, janitorial cleaning products. Reducing waste and emissions is only part of the climate change equation. We must also use non-toxic cleaning supplies and body supplies if we wish to be well-rounded fighters in the fight against climate change.
Great, thank you so much. So for our next question is, how do you feel the associate students can improve for the 2021-2022 academic school year? So starting with Ali.
I think in order to improve for what the student body can improve on in order to, sorry, I forgot the question. I'm sorry.
You are fine. How do you feel the associate students can improve for the 2021-2022 academic school year?
Okay, I think they can improve for the 2021-2022 school year by just overall becoming more progressive. I don't think there's any one individual that isn't too progressive. I think in order as a society to grow and develop, we all need to have some element of progressiveness within us. I think if there's more advocacy within POC groups, LGBT groups, religious groups, etc., then I think this goal can be accomplished and could be accomplished. And I think this is one of the many ways that the student body could improve on if they have their central focus on this. On top of development of SMC and the society, not the society, various communities and whatnot.
Great, thank you so much. Moving on to Felix, how do you feel the associate students can improve for the 2021-2022 academic school year?
I think that will be very challenging because as we all know, maybe in the 2021, fall and the 2022 spring or summer, I think all our online class will be ending. That will be very great. So we will move to the in-person. So everything, I think we have to starting again. So I think that will be very challenging but as AS member, as AS secretary and all of the member, we will work together to through all of this. As the Anli mentioned, some program and some groups, we will focus on that, and that's our priority in here. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Moving on to David, how do you feel the associate students can improve for the 2021-2022 academic school year?
I believe that the ACE Board of Directors work a lot behind the scenes to promote the welfare of students, as well as offer students programs to better achieve their goals. I think the most important thing for the student government to do, again, is to spread awareness during this pandemic, because there's so many programs, as other candidates have stated, that people are not utilizing efficiently. So most likely it will be to battle that challenge that we have of not being able to spread the message to everyone. Thanks.
Great, thank you so much. Moving on to Melissa, how do you feel the associate students can improve for the 2021-2022 academic school year?
Hi again. I think some of the goals I plan on doing, I feel like that's really important in order for the students to be successful. I feel like the internet crashes to a lot of us. I don't know if everyone has experienced it, but you have to wait on it. I think hotspots for the students will be really beneficial. I believe that, I don't know if all students know that you could loan a Chromebook at SMC, taking those resources and going to borrow it. I want to promote a more inclusive environment and make them aware of the things that we can offer to them, and building workshops for them so they are good of their mental health. I know right now mental health has been really hard for a lot of us. So talking to each other and building up and making like a group that will really help out the students.
Great, thank you so much. Moving on to Kamiko. How do you feel the associated students can improve for the 2021-2022 academic school year? Kamiko, you're muted.
AS has a surplus of funding at this point, and I think it should be spent on the students as far as 24-hour tutoring services, as well as technology support, book vouchers, hotspots, computers that students get to keep, not just borrow. We as students put a lot of money into Santa Monica College, and we should be able to get resources back to aid in student success.
Great, thank you so much. Daniel, how do you feel the associated students can improve for the 2021-2022 academic school year?
They can probably bring more support groups. Like, I just want to make sure that students aren't just getting like emails saying, oh, like Santa Monica stands by this. I want to see more like concrete stuff that students can engage with and really feel supported with.
Great, thank you so much. Amalia, how do you feel the associate students can improve for the 2021-2022 academic school year?
One way I feel like they can improve is because since they were pushed this school year mostly into going into a remote environment, I feel like the knowledge that has been gained this past year can be implemented again back into next year in the sense of how to learn and how to include more people remotely and have a safe environment, not forcing people to leave when they don't need to, just improving overall in the sense of like safety and in the sense of everyone being safe and not like exposing themselves. And I think that's one way they can improve, by using their knowledge that they've gained by being pushed into, sadly, this quarantine, and using it just to improve overall like student like health, and then student like involvement, student enrichment, all that.
Great, thank you so much. Juliana, how do you feel the associate students can improve for the 2021-2022 academic school year?
I think that the associated students can improve because we're going to be representing the students' voices after quarantine and after the pandemic. So I think it's going to be a really challenging time that we need to step up, and we need to remind ourselves that everyone has been through a really difficult year. You know, someone has lost someone, or someone is going through something. So I think that we're going to be the voices for those students. I mean, that's our goal. We're representing students. And I think that we can improve because we know what we've been through in the online environment, especially for international students, how hard it is to do classes at 3 a.m. when you're 1,000 miles away. So I think that we've learned so many things that we can put it into action when we go back in person. And I think it's going to be life-changing because we don't even know how much we have learned from the remote environment and from COVID until now. So yeah, thank you.
Great, thank you so much. And Lee has just joined us, who is also running for AS Director of Activities. So Lee, how do you feel the associate students can improve for the 2021-2022 academic school year?
For me, I think that we can have the new idea as for the next term, people are expected to be back on campus. So I think all of the events and all the support for the student will be different than things that happened in the past. So the idea that all of the people in here bringing to the SMC community will help a student to have the the energy to be back on campus. Yeah, and this is my idea.
Great,
thank you
so much. All right, Alejandro, how do you feel the associate students can improve for the 2021-2022 academic school year?
I personally think that the student body government is doing a really good job, but I think we can at least improve a little bit more. I really want that it could be more inclusive and diverse, but also I want to be, I would like to be that the student government be more visible, that we can take advantage of the resources and we can make them more visible for the students. And also I really want that it will be more sensible. Sensitive, I'm sorry, sensitive. So the students can rely on the school and rely on the people that are representing them. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Miguel, how do you feel the associate students can improve for the 2021-2022 academic school year?
Awesome. I really love that question. So in terms of improvement, I believe in growth in engagement first. And part of the Peer Navigators program, working collaboratively in an official capacity, we're already implementing this idea of content with an idea of serving students first, workshops, and creating this dynamic group in order to help as many students take advantage of the opportunities this school has. So by actualizing these concepts of improvement, I'm already gaining the experience of engagement first, and I want to continue to focus on growing that. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. Brandon, how do you feel the associate students can improve for the 2021-2022 academic school year?
Okay, so first of all, I want to say thank you because I think the associate student has been doing an amazing job for the past year. So, but however, I think there is a lot for improvement, you know. So I think we need to move to the digital era, which means, what about Clubhouse? We can create a Clubhouse and have this connection to all these students, I mean, international, Asians, Black, Brown, Latins, everyone being connected. And if I had this resource, why can I share with the other ones? Also, I think it's really important that the new generation for 2021 and 2022, we need to commit ourselves and be responsible and be ready to pay the price to represent all the students. Also, I want all the team that we will be work together. We should explore more the students. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. And finally, Alexandra, how do you feel the associate students can improve for the 2021-2022 academic school year?
Yes, obviously this last year has wreaked havoc on all of us, and there's a collective grief that needs to be healed. I think it's incredibly important for the student body to increase support, treat us all with extra care, extra mental health services, disability services, tutor support. Also, I think we need to implement stringent COVID protocols going back on campus, as well as this extra support. So the students at SMC are among the safest and healthiest and supported in Los Angeles.
Great. For our next question, equity is one of the key focuses of the institution. With that in mind, how would you approach your position with an equity lens, and how would you make sure the associated students are focused on equity for all students at SMC? So Ollie, go ahead and take it away.
So in regards to equity, I think we first need to establish a better understanding of ourselves and where we stand in this level of equity, whether or not you're up to par to social equity or progressive equity. I think that's also important. For example, sorry, it's kind of complicated what I'm saying. Black Lives Matter. With Black Lives Matter, it's an organization that is constantly fighting in order to establish this equity, and it came from an understanding of where the individuals came from and where they currently stand. And I think for people to be on this level of equity, we need to first understand it and fight with it. And yeah.
Thank you so much. Felix, how would you approach your position with an equity lens, and how would you make sure the associated students are focused on equity for all students at SMC?
Okay, thank you. I think in SMC, we have a lot of club and also the organization, and every time like things equity things or the injustice or the discrimination things happens, SMC will respond very quickly. So we represent the student governments. So I think we have to use the school resource and to help the students to let them know they are not alone. As we all know, recently the Black Lives Matter and the Stop Asian Hate. So I think we probably have to do something and also use the school resource to help all of the students in the campus to protect them and also let them know they didn't be alone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, David, how would you approach your position with an equity lens, and how would you make sure the associated students are focused on equity for all students at SMC?
Thank you. I believe that education is the most important thing in regards to fixing equity. So I think promoting movements and moving towards a place where everybody is not discriminated against would be our key. That would be the most ideal place. But if that's not possible, then for the associated students should do anything they can in their powers and use their resources to promote those workshops that we offer, as well as other programs that students could be involved with to make sure they have a say in what they believe in. Thanks.
Great, thank you so much. Melissa, how would you approach your position with an equity lens, and how would you make sure the associated students are focused on equity for all students at SMC?
I know these are hard times. There's so much hate in the world right now. But it's hard topics that we need to discuss. We need to talk about them. There's no way they're gonna go away magically. We need to discuss these topics and have a safe place for the students to be there. For example, I know that the school is with us, but I want to know what are they doing for like all these. I know that there has been a lot of Asian hate, the Black Lives Matter movement. How are they supporting that? How are they supporting the street vendors that are getting hit, that are getting killed? I want to know like what they're gonna do and make sure that the students know that SMC is a safe place for them and that they will never be judged or that they will always be safe there. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Kamiko, how would you approach your position with an equity lens, and how would you make sure the associated students are focused on equity for all students at SMC?
It starts with Proctorio. Proctorio itself is an inequitable software. Santa Monica College claims that they're equity minded, but the administration allowed this software program on our campus. Jennifer Murlock, the Vice President of Academic Affairs herself at a Board of Trustees meeting, stated that the facial recognition software favors Caucasians over other races. So my goal is to remove that software program and any other inequities that are on our campus. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Daniel, how would you approach your position with an equity lens, and how would you make sure associated students are focused on equity for all students at SMC?
Well, I would like to work with organizations, like I mentioned before, Black Lives Matter and Stop AAPI Hate, and use them as to guide us to make sure that we're doing the right things, and maybe provide us with that insight of trends they've been seeing in schools that they think we can implement some things that could change that. And by creating polls and open forums to hear students out and really get a feel for the environment or how students feel on campus or outside of campus.
Great, thank you so much. Amalia, how would you approach your position with an equity lens, and how would you make sure the associated students are focused on equity for all students at SMC?
I would say I would have to agree a lot with David. It does start with education in the sense of a lot of us aren't taught cultural and also the actual historical facts of what people of color went through. And I think it just starts with education in the sense of we should do workshops and events that glorify and empower people of color and talk about the actual history that people went through, explain what privilege is, explain how privilege takes into a lot of accounts in bridging systemic racism, and we need to find a system where we can dismantle that and not have systemic racism anymore, and just especially just empower our people of color, and then also just needs that they all desire, especially in this time of quarantine when a lot of things cannot be accessible, especially to people of color, just to amplify their voices.
Great, thank you so much. Juliana, how would you approach your position with an equity lens, and how would you make sure the associate students are focused on equity for all students at SMC?
I would approach the equity lens with my position in a way that I will try to make, and I will do events and things that will bring different cultures together. Because as I said, with my background, I saw how important it is and how it's important, how there are many amazing cultures that we can learn from them. And I think that that should be implemented more on campus. And it's always what I say about education. I think that education now in our college life is going to be what determines who we are in the future. So if we don't implement the importance of difference in cultures and how no one should be treated differently and how diversity is important for a better life and a better place, I think that then we're doing something wrong. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to implement many events that will bring our all culture together, and with the different backgrounds that we have at SMC. So yeah, diversity is everything. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Lee, how would you approach your position with an equity lens, and how would you make sure the associate students are focused on equity for all students at SMC?
For me, from my perspective, I think SMC is like an amazing place because of the diversity of students coming from different places in the world. And from that, equality and diversity or multiculturalism is the idea of promoting and accepting the difference between people. More specifically, equality is about like ensuring individuals are treated fairly and equally, no matter their race, gender, age, disability, religions, or sexual orientations. I believe the main important factor is people being treated equally. No one want to be treated differently or have something biased about their race or something like that. So I would try to hold more events to help people understand more about the importance of being treated fairly. And also, I have the idea that for the holiday of other race.
Thank you. We're going to be moving on now to Alejandro. How would you approach your position with an equity lens, and how would you make sure the associate students are focused on equity for all students at SMC?
I think that in order that the AS government be more practicing the equity, I think it's important that I specify what the students needs. What do they need? As a part of my job or as a director of publicity, I really want to know which resources they can be benefit from, or how can I help them. So I want to I want to provide a cultural and social emphasis. We can, me as a part of the LGBTQ community and as a Latino, I think it's important that this emphasis can help these students. And with this, we can create awareness on minorities. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Miguel, how would you approach your position with an equity lens, and how would you make sure the associate students are focused on equity for all students at SMC?
Thank you so much for the question. I think this is a really important question that we should all answer. And I believe not only from personal experience, but just the students within this panel, it shows that there is no average student. So from my personal experience, I've been able to have an in-class opportunity in my design research class to create actionable ideas. And not only coming from the student equity censor, but also focusing on accessibility first for SMC GPS. I've been able to pitch ideas to faculty, and I've been able to gain positive responses. So this mindset allows me to interview students, get critical feedback, and make actionable decisions that correlate with student growth and engagement. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. Brandon, how would you approach your position with an equity lens, and how would you make sure the associate students are focused on equity for all students at SMC?
Okay, so I think the most important part of this is respect, education. We need to conscientize everyone that everybody needs a respect, no matter what color, no matter where you're from, no matter what, anything. Because everybody, we are human beings, and we need to focus also in the group of people that they're most affected in this moment. For example, Asian, we need to stop that. That's not acceptable in this world, in these times. So as a director of publicity, I just want to use all the resources that will have available for me and help to express, create posts, creating graphic illustration that educate people to learn what happened in the past, what is happening now, to learn to forgive, and also don't forget what happened, to improve and get better together. So thank you so much.
Great, thank you. And finally, Alexandra, how would you approach your position with an equity lens, and how would you make sure associate students are focused on equity for all students at SMC?
Yes, I believe we should teach students the importance of equity through mandated workshops that offer extra credit. All voices deserve to be heard and valued, and as a representative of the students, it would be my job to be fair and balanced in all decisions made.
Great, thank you so much. So now we do have time for a question from one of the students at SMC. And the question is, how would you describe your leadership style? So starting with Ollie, how would you describe your leadership style?
I think my leadership style is very straightforward. I value camaraderie highly. I've been very involved within other extracurriculars that were centered around leadership and camaraderie, and valuing your team is like the first step of leadership. And I think as a student body, I think student body is a team. And in order to be a good, efficient leader, you have to work with your team, acknowledge faults, acknowledge who's going to be better at this, who's going to be better at that, and work together in order to rectify any situation, or reform any situation, or better any situation.
Great, thank you so much. Felix, how would you describe your leadership style?
That is a very good questions. Things like I'm right now preparing the a PBL competition, which is the business competition. So that's so sorry, I mentioned that like this year we have to the topic is like called the transformational leadership. So I think, as we all know, if we contact and communicate with the students and other members with the respect and empathy, then seemingly impossible, the things will eventually come true. So for as a secretary, I will use the respect and the empathy, and also the service and the dedication to help the students and the other members to improve the whole SMC student community, and to let them have the immersive the college life. Thank you.
Thank you so much. David, how would you describe your leadership style?
My leadership style is pretty much like goal-oriented. I used to be quite stubborn, and maybe I still am, but over the past like couple of years, I've learned that as a leader, you have to learn to accept your flaws, and from those flaws, you have to learn from them and then become better. So pretty basic. If I have a goal, I'll do anything I can to achieve that goal. So yeah, that's pretty much, it's that simple. Thanks.
Great. Melissa, how would you describe your leadership style?
I would describe it, I feel like I'm really open-minded, and I respect everybody's culture, religion, and beliefs. I will respect what your beliefs. I will not judge anybody. I will always be there if anybody wants to talk. and I'm always willing to learn from my mistakes. I'm a human. I know I'm gonna make mistakes in the way, but I am willing to learn from them and improve. And I want to stand up for other people, the other students, what they need, their voices, and I want to advocate for whatever they need. I'll be there, and I feel like that's my style. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Kamiko, how would you describe your leadership style?
My leadership style is hands-on, getting in with the students and finding out what their needs are and what they want. We can make assumptions all day long about the needs of students, but we need to go to the source, and the source is the students. If I'm elected, I will not only listen, but I would advocate for them. My email is always open. So if you want someone that's not only going to listen to you and advocate for you, vote Kamiko Graham for AS Director of Advocacy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Daniel, how would you describe your leadership style?
I would describe it as like very open, so I'm willing to listen to others, and I think that's my strong point, because I listen very closely and I make sure that the person is being heard. And I think that that's a very useful when we would be having meetings, because I wouldn't just be speaking my opinion. I would be making sure that like we're working together as a team and making sure we're getting things done.
Great, thank you so much. Amalia, how would you describe your leadership style?
I think I am a very easy person to talk to, and also I'm very consistent, and I'm consistent with my work and the things that I want to do and accomplish. And I feel like that can just give the effect and rub off on other people, and allow them to have confidence in themselves and what they want to do in their voices and different things that just like their goals. And I feel like I'm just a person who rubs off on others, and I just like want to be there for people and like have the sense of a leadership position where I can just help others.
Great, thank you so much. Juliana, how would you describe your leadership style?
I would describe my leadership style as a very receptive and just a fair person. Whenever I'm leading with leadership, I'm not thinking about like, oh, you're in charge. You're not. You're learning. Everyone learns from everyone all the time. And I think that it's so important that you value your teammates and the people that you're leading. Because you should be inspiring people, and that will be my goal, to inspire people and let them know that I'm here. I'm super reachable. So if anyone wants to be like, hey, I have an idea for an event that would be really cool for my culture, I will be there. I will try to make it happen, and I will make it happen, because I think that leadership is about learning also from your mistakes, because I know I'm not perfect. No one is. And I think that we reach perfect when we accept our flaws. And I think that's super important in a leadership experience. And I will just be there for the students. If they want a certain event or anything, I will be there. So thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Lee, how would you describe your leadership style?
For me, I would describe it as I'm really care to the people concerned. So, and I'm really responsible. So when people want to reach out me or have any concern, I always be there for them. And also, I believe passion, enthusiasm, and characteristic is also the important integrity for a leader. And also understand the true value of being a leader is also important, because being a leader is just sits there and try to let people see your power, but also you need to perform your true performance. That's how you can do for your team and what you're gonna lead. Yeah, thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Alejandro, how would you describe your leadership style?
Well, I think this question is really good, because I think that leadership experience, we're gaining it every day. But if I would have to describe my leadership experience, I think, or my style, I think that I am a really reliable and organized person. But also the most important is that I'm really comprehensive. I know how hard is team collaboration, and I know how important it is. So I want to be the person that not just the students, that everyone in general can reach and can try to believe or like have the confidence in me, because I want to help you. I want to help you, and or at least I want to try to help or figure out what's your problem. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Miguel, how would you describe your leadership style?
Awesome. So this was the question I had to think about for a bit. And for me, first and foremost with the group, we have to agree on a common goal. I want the entire team to feel like there's a conscientious atmosphere that allows harmony, to create a safe environment where everyone is welcome to share their thoughts without judgment, allowing the best ideas to flow. I take action first, do the work, while also giving my peers the responsibility and opportunity to be their own leaders by providing them their own projects. I believe that's the best way to describe my leadership. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. Brandon, how would you describe your leadership style?
Okay, so my leadership style is like, I'm always here. I'll always be there for you guys. And if you need anything, just reach me out. For example, in the class, when we had group projects, I'm just trying to make sure that everybody's learning, everybody's doing the team for they will good grades. Also, having part of the nonprofit organization, this helped me to learn how to be a better team player. It's not about who is the leader, who is the boss. It's matter that we are working as a team, as a family. This is really important aspect that I consider I can improve working with you guys. So I'm very open. I'm very reachable. Anything that you need, let me know. I promise that I will help you. If I can't help you, I will find somebody who can help you. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. Alexandra, how would you describe your leadership style?
Yes, thank you. I spent 4 years as a development director at a nonprofit, and I believe that I'm a good motivator and problem solver. I'm hands-on, I'm empathetic, and I try and inspire my team, which is hugely important for a leader. And I believe that all of these qualities make me a good leader. And I hope that I can lead in the position of Director of Sustainability. So thank you.
Thank you so much. So with that concludes our Associate Students Candidate Forum. So I want to thank all of the candidates who joined us here today. I know in this Zoom setting, it's a little weird at times, so it really means a lot that you all took time out of your day to join us. I also want to thank Allie Leeds, our news editor for the Corsair, who has been organizing this forum and our coverage for the Associated Students, as well as our news team. I also want to remind all students at SMC that voting for Associate Students begins March 29th at 12 a.m. and will last until April 1st at 11:59 p.m. And students are able to vote using their Corsair Connect account. Finally, for more coverage on the Associated Students, please head to our website, thecorsaironline.com. Again, thank you to our candidates for attending, and thank you to all of the SMC students for watching. That concludes our forum.